Endling, Extinction Is Forever. I honestly had no idea what to expect going into this game, but after watching the trailer on Steam, it kind of piqued my interest. I think the overall idea of the game is cool. You're the last fox on Earth, protecting pups, all while trying to survive the elements at the same time. Not to mention it has this 3D art style which is very popular with games such as Inside. It seemed promising, so I decided, hey, why not give it a try? In this review, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about Endling, so that way you could decide for yourself whether you want to play the game or not. I have several categories I want to talk about, so that way I could give the game a fair rating at the end of the video, and hopefully, I can answer any potential questions you might have about the game. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get straight into it. As the last mother fox on Earth, your pups need all the care to survive in a merciless world that is slowly destroying itself. You have to help them, teach them, and save them in order to ensure their survival. And you should never forget that extinction is forever. Not much is said in the game about how things got to this point, but it usually comes down to mankind having a big part to the destruction of the environment, so the story is very intriguing here. I really like how Endling goes from 0 to 100 right off the bat as soon as you start a new game. It's very engaging, straight to the point, and it's a great way to hook the audience into the world that the devs are trying to create. And living in California, this forest fire scene hits a little too close to home. I could just tell right away that I was going to enjoy the game, because it has the same type of tutorial like Inside does. I don't know if they actually got inspiration from that game, but it does a really good job here of painting the narrative about survival and struggle. It keeps the player engaged without having to show a very long cutscene just to understand what is happening, which I thought was very nice. After escaping the forest fire, we can see the rain start to fall.
No, don't do it.
And then the mother fox finally finds some shelter to rest. From there, she gives birth to 4 pups. Now you have more mouths to feed, and then you are tasked with providing food for them by hunting and exploring the surrounding area. This is where the emotional roller coaster started for me. If you were paying attention, do you remember this guy outside the shelter? Well, turns out he's a scavenger, and he lures out one of the pups with a noisemaker and captures it. You could argue that the mother should have heard the noisemaker, but in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal. I just found it hard to believe. And now we have our main goal of the game, to find the missing pup and provide for the family at the same time. There are a lot of things you can do in this game. And sure, it only restricts you to side-scrolling the environment, but you can traverse a lot of different sections of the map that go left and right, down or up, depending on the platform that you want to go on, which gives the player more freedom than a traditional side-scroller, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You start off looking for food for the pups since they can't leave the lair just yet. All hunting is done at night, so there is a bit of time management involved that you'll need to be aware of before sunrise hits. Because hunters in this game become more active during the day, and they will try to cut you off on your way back to the shelter. While you're out exploring, the mother can use sense of smell, which is shown as a green trail, which does make hunting easier. But I won't complain because I know at times it did help me in the beginning when I was learning the game. Once the pups can leave the lair, they'll eventually learn skills to help the mother with finding food. They can also deactivate traps, get into small areas that the mother can't go, and they start contributing. Not every pup learns the same skill, so they'll each have their own time to shine in certain situations. This is such an awesome feeling to watch the pups grow and learn how to survive.
To infinity and beyond!
The mom can also do a few things for the pups, such as barking to get their attention. It could also help them run faster if they're lagging behind to get them close to you. There's also a pet mechanic to calm them down from scary situations, because if you don't comfort them, their movement gets slowed down. And finally, the mother can pick up any pup when the situation calls for it, for like jumping a gap, or if they're struggling to keep up with the group. So there are a lot of cool ways you can play this game. Now let's talk about some of the actions you can do in this game. We did learn a lot of the basics in the forest fire tutorial scene, but yeah, you can jump, you can dig, climb, and you can sneak up on prey while you're hunting.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
There are a few QTEs, which is quick time events, where you need to repeatedly press the buttons in order to avoid getting hurt or even die. You'll notice on the map that paths will be blocked off until you either find enough purple clues, which helps find the missing pup, or you meet the right requirements. I like this mechanic a lot because it shows a brief scene of what is happening in that exact moment. I'm so glad that there's a map in this game though, because I know I would have got lost so many times, and it can be a bit immersion breaking, but trust me, if you didn't have the map, you would be getting lost a lot, because it's very easy to go the wrong way in this game. I'm just glad it's an option. Let's face it, there are a lot of games that are designed to make you replay zones over and over again, like Dark Souls, Soul and Sacrifice, even Elden Ring, just to name a few. But if done right, it can be a great experience. In this game though, I thought the backtracking was a bit redundant, where I would go out to get some purple clues, hunt, maybe explore some of the map, just for the night to be basically over. Once I realized I didn't have to come back when time was up right away, it did make things easier, but still. In my opinion, I think the nighttime should have had a longer cycle, but maybe that's just me. Throughout the game, I did encounter a lot of tough situations, like getting cornered, not having a path to take, having a pup almost taken from me by an owl, starvation, getting my neck broken, having a human pretend to be friendly, then immediately pull out the Uno reverse card and try to attack me.
Falcon Punch!
So I did enjoy the level of difficulty. It's not a cakewalk, but it ain't exactly Dark Souls, so I thought it had a good balance. I did like the addition of the hunters in this game, but then I quickly hated them for obvious reasons.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
So not only did you need to avoid those guys, you also had the sniper scavenger guy. I think he's the same exact person that steals your pup, but yeah, he'll be posted up in a spot in the map, and then you have to sneak around his field of vision so he doesn't shoot you.
Colonel, can you hear me?
I'm here. What is it?
I'm requesting clearance for an infiltration mission.
There are no new missions.
The game kind of depicts humans as the bad guy, but not all humans are bad. I just want you to keep that in mind.
This right here is my favorite thing, ever. In the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
I'll admit though, there was one moment in particular where I nearly had a heart attack. I got captured by the trap right out in the open where the sniper could see me, but I was saved by a human, and then my pup deactivated the trap because it learned the skill to do that. This game is very story driven, but has more gameplay than cutscenes. But I actually prefer this style better because it makes the cutscenes seem more special when they happen. I really enjoyed the art style design, the mood, and the colors. It created a great atmosphere for the game. If you actually start paying attention to the game, you'll notice that the scenery starts to change in the background. Buildings that were normally up will be collapsed. It's the minor details that I really appreciate when devs go the extra mile to implement it in the game. Like this scene here, I strolled into a farm that was cutting the heads off of chickens, but then one of them got loose and I was able to grab it and feed it to my pups. I didn't want to make the video really long, so I'm just gonna kind of speed run the rest of what I thought. So the audio does a really good job in the game. It's not too overpowering, it's not so subtle, it blends really well with what you're doing. It does a really good job of keeping you engaged and immersed into the game. As far as bugs go, I did come across one where the food would get stuck in the pup's mouth. He also couldn't run when I barked. It wasn't that inconvenient, but essentially all they need to do is one patch and the game is bug-free. Alright, now let's talk about the price and how long it takes to beat this game. So my playthrough was around 4 hours and 10 minutes, give or take. And then the game costs $29.99. For that much money, you should be getting a little bit more gameplay. Although it is a great experience, I just felt like the price was a bit high for how quick you can beat the game. Before I give my final rating of Endling, I want to go over some emotional scenes of the game. So consider this your spoiler alert warning. One of my favorite NPCs in the game is Molly. I'm sure everybody can agree with that. And I was devastated when I found that she passed away. You could see the father laying right beside her, and it was just a very emotional scene. Although we did get the missing pup right there, it was kind of like a we got something, but then we also lost something.
Hey, what's going on?
So after you rest that final time in the lair, you get the scene with the flash flood. Like, my anxiety was going up because we just got the missing pup, and then you get separated, and not only that, you see the mother fox look like she drowned. Man, I was just going through so many emotions right there. And then we find out that the mother is still alive, but then the pups are missing, so then you gotta go rescue them because they're in the water. And then you're making that long trek to the forest. And then we get chased by the scavenger. I don't think I've been this invested to characters in a while, so this game had me kind of teary-eyed at the end. This final scene right here with the scavenger taking a shot at the mother, like, I lost my shit, man. That was so heartbreaking. I get why the devs went this route. You know, we all wanted a happy ending, but that's not the way life works. With the mother's sacrifice, the pups were able to survive, so with death comes life. And that was just kind of the narrative they were trying to paint, and I thought they did an awesome job. Okay, so if you skip the spoiler section, you're in the right spot. My rating for Endling Extinction Is Forever is a 9 out of 10. I deducted half a point for the repetitive gameplay of constantly going back in the same area. It wasn't that bad, but still, I wish it would have expanded and made the map a little bit bigger. And then I deducted another half point because of the asking price with how long the gameplay is. $2.99 for 4 hours of gameplay, that is a bit pricey. But it delivers in all other aspects, so I'd highly recommend you play the game. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you, and also thanks to my only member of the track pack.
I salute you.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like because it really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe for more quality content. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.